The MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Game Podcast Network is brought to you by Arctic Fantasy. Get up to $1,000 deposit match when you sign up at Arctic Fantasy with the promo code MLB SGPN. And welcome, everybody, to the MLB Gambling Podcast here on the Sports Game Podcast Network. It is currently Monday morning, June 23rd, around 10 a.m. Eastern Time. I'm your host, Reichel. Once again, joined by Adam Rosenberg. Together, we can break down the props that we have for the Monday card. Adam, how's it going with you? What's up?
It's good. Went to fish. Took some incredibly good unmentionables. Had a good time. Texted you that I thought I saw Novak Djokovic.
It was not Novak Djokovic.
It was not him. Nope. And then I came home.
Did I ever tell you the time when Sam and I thought that we bumped into Novak Djokovic?
Was it like during the U.S. Open?
Not quite. It was in the poker room at the Excalibur, like 5-6 years ago. We walked in at like 2 a.m., and there was a guy sitting at the table who looked like Novak Djokovic, and we just started talking to him about tennis for like an hour while we were at the table. So, yeah, it was not Novak Djokovic, but yeah, it was the poker room at the Excalibur before they got rid of it. So it's a long time ago. That was actually my favorite poker room. The people there were so terrible. It was the best. And if you lost with aces, you get to spin a random wheel, and they would reward you for getting unlucky. Spin a random wheel of prizes, which I thought was pretty fun, but they got rid of it. So either way, throwback. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, time to move on into the actual props that we have for the somewhat light Monday card. I'd say it's definitely still full of games, not as many as normal, but still enough to definitely make a card. Then again, we would make an episode out of one game if we needed to, so it doesn't really matter. But either way, before we get into the actual props for the show, a reminder that the College Experience is starting their college football previews because they're doing team previews in the middle of June. So once again, a lot of teams to break down, breaking down every FBS team in the country. So if you want some team previews, check out the College Experience for an early look at the college football season. That's going to be starting in a couple of months. Anyway, starting off with the actual props. I know last episode we did pretty well. I know I swept the show. We'll try to keep rolling here on this one. Adam, what
did I do? I think I was 2-1.
I think you were 2-1 and we went 5-1 combined. I'm pretty sure that's how it went.
We did well.
So,
we haven't hit an underdog in a while, but
we keep ending up 2-1. So
we've been the DPs have been, I think, on fire.
Yeah,
if I recall.
So those have been good. Shout out to Tampa.
Yeah, shout out Tampa. I had to figure out my DP. I'll be figuring it out live. All right. So first of all, it's a short slate, but it is hot. And it is very hot. It is like 100 degrees in a lot of parts of the country. And so one of those parts of the country is the Mid-Atlantic. And we're going to head to Baltimore, where Trevor Rogers is pitching. And it being 100 degrees and him having control issues, there's two plays I like. One unofficial. Unofficially, I like 3 walks. It's like plus 200. And it's a great parlay piece because he's got control issues. But when it's really hot, pitchers end up having more moisture on the ball flies, it's a lot harder to get velocity, everything drips. So the thing we're going to keep it real simple. We're going to go with his over earned runs, over 2.5 earned runs. We are in over earned run territory, not K-prop territory because of the weather. So Trevor Rogers, let's as I look through it, I mean, he's been better since he's got his recent call up. He shut out Boston his first one, but then he gave up 3 at Tampa, which is going to be similar weather conditions than he's going to have in Baltimore today. He generally speaking does get hard hit. The Rangers have not hit well, but have hit well enough to get over starting pitchers who are lefty, get over their earned runs. So as I look this up, let me look up Trevor Rogers and just one thing. But yeah, Rangers actually, the last 2 lefties that they went against, Falter and Bubic, they roughed them both up. They got it. Well, they got earned runs over both of them. We can call it that. We'll call it 3. But they also struck out a ton. But neither here nor there. Trevor Rogers over 2.5 earned runs. I got it at 115. I think it's like 130 now. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I think you said it was supposed to be about 100 degrees over there. Yeah, so that's going to be my cap. Yeah, it's going to be pretty hot. So there you go.
Yep.
Going through my first prop, I'm going to stick with the earned run angle. I'll fade a guy that has been really bad lately, a guy that I've never been really a fan of, and he's been bad lately, especially Walker Buehler. I'll go with the over 2.5 earned runs. This one is at minus 110. Not really weather-related, more based on the cap that he stinks. And the Angels' offense has actually been decent lately. Angels have scored at least 7 runs in each of the last 2 games. And Bueller has allowed at least 3 earned runs in 4 straight starts. He's been really bad on the road. He's allowed at least 3 earned runs in 5 of his first 6 road starts this season. And the Angels have seen him a lot, actually. 74 plate appearances, a 312 batting average, a 405 on base, and 6 home runs. So I think Bueller's going to struggle in this outing. Couple ways to get there. Either he gets shelled early and you win immediately, or he maybe even goes 6 or 7 pitches decently, but still gives up 3 runs. So I do think there's a couple ways to get there, but the price is pretty affordable here at minus 110 for a pitcher who's been awful. And the Angels have been good lately, offensively at least for the last couple of days against Houston. I know they lost the game yesterday anyway, but still.
It's like their first bad start in like a week. They've been good.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and they're now they're playing for Ron.
Correct. So either way, point is the Angels, they can lose this game. I don't really care. Just score some runs against Bueller, who's been really bad on the road. Give me the over 2.5 earned against Bueller in the start. So there we go. We're going to start off fading some pitchers on the actual card. What's going to be your second prop for the
second prop for me is the NSYNC boy band pitcher himself, Chad Patrick. Chad Patrick under 4.5 hits allowed. This is one of the few non-weather related games because they do whatever they want in Milwaukee. But Pittsburgh is not good. Pittsburgh cannot hit the ball well. They can't really get on base. They can't score runs. And you look at the last 30 plate appearances. I can't really share my screen right now, and I'm looking on Handigraphs, and it's just all blue, and blue is bad. So Chad Patrick, though, at home has given up it's the numbers 4.5. I'm going to go under. He's given up under 4.5 in 4 out of his last 6 starts at home. His numbers just at home are just a lot better than they are on the road. And like I said, this Pittsburgh team really can't hit. So I'm not super worried about it. He might have to go a little bit of, he actually probably won't have to go length because the Brewers have been kind of killing everybody who they've been playing. So pitchers have gone however. And then looking at this,
I don't know, what did the Brewers score again? 35 runs in that Minnesota
like 35
series?
runs. They also hit like no home runs when they
in the first 2 games. They had 26 runs and no home runs, which made me laugh.
Yeah.
But
5 of those came off Jonah Bride, to be fair.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway,
my counterpoint would be that Minnesota stinks, if that's a fair counterpoint. But
Pittsburgh stinks.
That is definitely true.
But
except when Jack Leiter's pitching. Apparently.
Except when Jack Leiter's pitching, they were incredible. Yeah. Anyway, I like this. Let's see, what do we got? If there's anything else that I really want to do on it. Nope. It's just I like his hits under. I'm just seeing if I can pull up one thing on like. Yeah. Give me his hits under his hits. It's plus money. It's like plus 110. Pittsburgh's feisty, but the reality is that I think Chad Patrick is good. I don't mind his Ks, but Pittsburgh hasn't been striking out as much as they usually do. So, but give me Chad Patrick under 4.5 hits allowed.
Yeah, he also barely goes length, so you might only need to go 5 for this.
Well, have like everybody. I mean, he only went 74 pitches in his last start, so I expect him to go around 85. But you know, if I'm looking at, let me just see from yesterday. Oh wow, actually, I didn't realize on Sunday they used the whole bullpen. So they used the entire. Oh, they did a bullpen game. That's why. So that was intentional. They did a bullpen game yesterday, and Freddie Peralta's tomorrow. So yeah, like you only need like 5 out of this. Pittsburgh stinks. This is good.
Yeah, I see Kobe stopping by. So nice to see you, Kobe. Hopefully you're enjoying the show. I do want to point out, by the way, since we talked about bad teams before, Pittsburgh still really bad. I'm just throwing it out there. They did lose the first 2 games against Texas. They had a bunch of guys on base and just could not score against Rocker on Saturday. Just stranded everybody on base in that game. And then they broke through against Leiter, but that's a one-off. They're not very good. So once again, I can get behind that too. I think it's also a good price when you're looking at Patrick. And you can argue that, he's gone over this number in the last 2 outings. Yeah, against the Cubs on the road, which is not fun. And Atlanta we know can be up and down, but either way, a point is I do think it's a good spot. He also went over against Philly, actual offenses that are worth a damn. Pittsburgh is not one of those, so I can get behind that too. What do you say?
Oh, so I just looked. So yeah, Quinn Brewster sucked yesterday. I'm sorry. They used everybody in the bullpen. So like, arguably, Patrick probably has to go length. You can
argue it's an outs play potentially.
It's argued as out play. Maybe actually, I already have the hits, but I didn't realize that. Let's actually.
Are you trying to pivot? Are you trying to pivot off the hits?
I think I'm gonna pivot off. I'm gonna pivot off the hits, guys. We're gonna go
his outs though are at 17.5, so they bumped
yeah, and it's still a great number. It's -106. So actually, I really like Patrick today, so it's not gonna matter.
Yeah.
Can
Can I pitch something to you?
Yeah.
You can get Patrick Wynn at +165.
I don't want to parlay I don't want to because it's never so that's never a good bet. I've realized because the problem is that you are effectively parlaying a team to hit and a team to do this and then a team to do this and just weird things.
See, I thought you were going to say you're parlaying the first 5 run line basically with other stuff too, which is kind of what you're doing. So yeah,
right. So no. So actually, pivot off the hits, guys. The hits is whatever. I'd rather do the outs.
The hits. Fake news. We're going with outs.
Fake news. We're going with the outs. I didn't realize that. So yeah, we're gonna do that.
I'm looking at his other props though. I mean, his walks are at 1.5, but Pittsburgh swings at everything. The earned runs are at 2.5.
There's juicy. I would have liked the
strikeouts are at 5.5 if you want to make an argument for. But he said Pittsburgh before can be.
Pittsburgh hasn't been. They've not been K'ing as much as they should have been. I like. This is just a. I mean, they use the like every single guy in the bullpen got used yesterday.
Yeah. So
it's a good spot for this. It's a better spot for this. And as I'm looking, let me look at one last thing as we're pivoting in here. Yeah. In the last, almost every right-handed starter goes over there. Yeah. Let's do the outs.
That's fine. I see Helms, by the way, saying he's going to Skeens versus Mizorowski on Wednesday.
Nice. Mizorowski, for whatever reason, is +190 for Rookie of the Year, which is stupid. Like, don't bet that.
Because he had 2 outings where he got injured in one of them.
It's not even that he had 2 outings and he got injured in one of them. He's not Kerry Wood. He hasn't fucking struck out like 7 guys.
Oh no, I get it. He had what a perfect
for Rookie of the Year is just all that should tell you is that market has no idea how to price people.
No, and the fact is he has a lot of, I'd say, news bulletins because he had 9 perfect innings to start his career or whatever. What is that?
Great.
13 innings or whatever. Like, it doesn't matter. It's the grand scheme of things.
Like that he's not winning. No. I would rather put it on, and Bubba Chandler's not winning it either. So just so you get up, we can talk about this some other day. All right, go. We're good.
Yeah. Well, I was going to ask you, though, quickly, since we do have a little bit of time. We're actually making some good time. Since we mentioned Rookie of the Year, I see some people trying to jump on the brand new Reds prospect, Burns, who got called up. I do want to ask you, instead of focusing on individual players, when is it fool's gold to call up a player mid-season and bet on them for the award? Is there a certain threshold? Because half the season's basically done already. How the hell is he supposed to win the award missing half the season?
Well, the Skeens didn't get called up till the end of May. And so, the reality
is... the end of May. We're at the end of June.
I get it.
Halfway through the season.
Here's the reality of the situation. First of all, it's way easier for a pitcher to win a Rookie of the Year than it is a hitter. So, the fact I'm looking at it right now on FanDuel, and and I'm telling you this because I had Luis Gil last year at 70-1 in July. This market moves all over the place because they don't know how to price it. Drake Baldwin being +350 is such an incredibly dumb price. First of all, it's very hard for a hitter to win. It's really hard for a catcher.
Didn't he peak a month ago?
He has 8 home runs. He has 8 home runs. So whatever.
Yeah, but I'm saying he's batting .227 in June. He's
it's not again, so. But here's my big point on all this. If someone's not coming up now, they're not winning the award. This is it. So Chase Burns is interesting. I don't know if I want it 21-1. The reality is that what you need to do is wait for some of the bet him after his first bad start and then do it.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the bottom of this list, Painter's at 100-1, but he's not going to show up till August. Chad Patrick is actually very interesting at 41. Chad Patrick's actually kind of interesting at 41-1.
I guess that's kind of my point, though, is that you're going to see rookies who are going to be called up who have a lot of hype behind them.
Yeah,
I'm wondering when you think you've passed the point of no return for the call up being so late that there's no value on the guy at all.
This is it, this week.
You go this week? Okay. Because that was
think about it, you effectively as a pitcher have to have at least 14 starts, and you got to be you have to have an ERA under 3.
Yeah.
You have to have probably be pushing for 10 wins.
Yeah. That's kind of why I was asking, because a lot of people were trying to jump on
80
the Burns.
You have to have 80 Ks, 100 Ks.
People were trying to jump on the Burns bandwagon since he's being called up this week, and I was wondering if you thought it was too late, because end of June, halfway through the season, I get if he goes Skeens and has a crazy second half, in theory, turns into Milwaukee CC Sabathia, of course, will win the award anyway. But you got what I'm trying to say. You lose a lot of sample that could be used.
You do.
Know.
I mean, I think he's going to have plenty of starts. Like he'll have like probably 18, 19 starts. But one, he's going to have an innings limit.
The ballpark won't help either.
Which isn't going to help. I think this is more that the team is like all in.
Yeah.
But at 21-1, I'm not interested in taking anybody at Rookie of the Year under 40-1.
I think that, once again, if you're throwing in this pitcher who's trying to win Rookie of the Year and they're playing in the summer in Great American, that can go south very quickly.
That can go south really quickly.
So I'm not interested in that ballpark in the summer, but I'm throwing it out there because that was a popular, I'd say, stance by people trying to jump in before it was too late. I think you already missed. I think that there's no value there.
I think people missed the window. Also, every single Marlin is on this list.
Okay.
It's hilarious.
I mean, that team stinks anyway.
That team stinks. Like, it's just sure.
Congratulations to Stowers, by the way, who had his first home run in 31 games yesterday.
Yeah, but
he was so good.
Orioles would love to have Stowers back.
I know they would, and Norby. But we'll see how. Once again, we'll see how Rogers goes tonight. But it has not been a good trade so far for Baltimore. Either way, though, before we get into my second prop for the show, a reminder: they're brought to you by our sponsor, which is MyBookie. Whose bookie?
MyBookie. We haven't done that in a bit.
I know, we moved around the sponsors, so we do MyBookie first now. But the NBA season's over. That's fine. You got the MLB, you got WNBA, you got golf, you got UFC, you got football futures, all that stuff. Bet on it at MyBookie. They're available on locations. Use crypto for easy pods and fast payouts. When you sign up, though, use the promo code SGPN to get a 100% match up to 1K. Terms and conditions of MyBookie promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Circa because they are still hosting the Ultimate Fantasy Ball Contest, which is for a 12-person league to draft in Vegas. Be sure to VIPs for your stay. Get a limo ride from the airport, a 5K tab from Stadium Swim, an hotel stay for you and your 11 league mates. And a reminder, you can always get 15% off everything at the Circa properties with code SGP15. Last chance to enter the contest, though, at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Circa, the sportsgamblingpodcast.com/CIRCA. Welcome back, everyone, to the MLB Gambling Podcast. Finished going through the first couple of props for the show. Time to keep it rolling here with my second prop on the card. For this one, I'm going to go to that Yankees and Reds game, coincidentally. I'm going to go with Stanton. I'm going to fade Stanton in this game. Now, we have a couple of plays we actually like on this game. I like the runs. I am going to point out later in the show that there is another play, courtesy of the Robots, that we agree on as well. But I am going to go with the under half a run scored for Stanton at -113. Stanton's played 6 games this season. He scored no runs. He's played no road games so far this season. He has 3 at-bats against lefties the entire season. He's 0-3. Now he has Lodolo. And I do want to point out Stanton, as of right now, according to Baseball Savant, is in the bottom 1 percentile in sprint speed. Because the Yankees are terrified that if he goes over 3 miles an hour, he'll get injured, even though he gets hurt every year. So he will walk to each base. Shout out to Yadier Molina. Similar vibes on the base paths. Point is, though, it takes a lot for Stan to actually score because he can't actually run. So any ground ball is a guaranteed out. Every single time he's on base, a ground ball is a guaranteed fielder's choice. I like the under half a run scored, no runs this season. And I do think with him being that slow of a base runner, first road game against Lodolo, who does have nasty stuff. Yes, he's been struggling a bit lately, but I think Stan facing a lefty might struggle as well. And the Yankees offense behind him has not done a great job of knocking him in. Give me Stan under half a run scored at -113. Close game. He's lifted for a pinch runner as well. Happens all the time. So I see a couple ways to get there. Give me Stan under half a run scored at -113 as my second prop. That is available on Caesars. So there we go. So that's what I like for that one.
Another 100-degree game.
Yeah. You want to move on into your third prop?
Sure. My third one is, so we got the Chad Patrick over outs. I still do like the under hits for what it's worth. So I'm playing them both. I'm making you play them both too. So we effectively have 2 units on Chad Patrick, whatever. They're good prices. We're going to go with Mark Liberatore under 17.5 outs at -115. He is not terrible, but he has not been good lately. It is another 100-degree game that we have in St. Louis, which is just not fun. He also just kind of hits walls his third time through the order. His last 3 starts at home, his outs have consistently gone down. His last 3 starts overall, his pitches per plate appearance has gone up for the season. Third time through the batting order. Let's see. He is, people are about 279, but let me just look one more thing at the home stuff. Yeah, man, he's got a expected ERA in his last 3 starts at home of 5.21. I don't really like this going against the Cubs team, and I don't like it when it's 100 degrees and this team is pretty solid against lefties. So they, I'm just looking that they haven't, this Cubs team hasn't seen a lefty since in like 10 days, but they've been.
Do you think PCA plays in this game?
PCA is well, he's been terrible against lefties lately.
That's why I'm asking. Do you think they?
You got to keep him. You got to keep him in the lineup. But yeah, it's just I just think that this is like a bad Liberatore spot based on his form. So, look, any of these pitchers that already have issues with walks and already don't have like crazy velo, I'm just not super into the idea of them going 6 innings, especially in heat. And let's see, what do we got also going on? They only used 2 guys in the bullpen yesterday. And who's tomorrow? Let's see. Feedy, who eats usually at home. So yeah, give me Liberatore under 17 and a half outs.
Yeah, I can get behind that too. Once again, I do want to see if PCA plays in this game, because even if he's bad against lefties, you still want him there because he's still a threat. You got to worry.
I don't know why they wouldn't play him.
Occasionally, they've sat him against lefties. He's been that bad. I've seen that before. Yeah, that happened a couple weeks ago.
Let me look.
I forgot who they were playing. Pittsburgh, maybe? Against somebody, they sat him against the lefties.
Yeah, his last 30. I mean, here's the thing, though. His hard hit rate is still good.
Yeah.
Against lefties. He just hasn't been good on it. But they're not going to. The thing is that Liberatore is not an elite lefty. I'm not super concerned.
Yeah, also throwing out some Liberatore information. He has thrown less than 91 pitches in 3 of his last 5. So he doesn't really go past 91. He's at less than 92.
Yeah, he's right on the dot. And this isn't a team that strikes out a lot, so they're going to be able to work counts on him. Oh, the other reason why I liked it, let me find it. His his last 3 home starts, his first pitch strike percentage is 58%, which is really bad.
Yeah, it means they're falling behind.
And in his last 3 starts overall, it's 54%. So that's really bad. It means he's behind counts right away.
Yeah, so I can get behind that as well. It's a lot of outs against a good offense in, once again, very hitter-friendly, I'd say, conditions for the sake of the entire league at this point. Moving on to my final prop on the show, I am going to go to a game between the Mariners and the Twins. Said before, the Twins stink. I'm going to go after one player, plus money play, so I'll throw it out there. Give me Cody Clemens, who I'm sure half people forgot he was still in the league.
I'll take his under. Good, dude. He's Roger Clemens' kid. He's a former Philly.
Oh, I know that he's Roger Clemens' kid. The problem is sometimes he hits like Roger Clemens, and I think that might be a bad sign for him. I'll go with the under half a hit here at plus 120. He's had no hits in 8 of his last 9 games. He's been really bad at home, been pretty decent on the road. His home numbers, though, are really bad. 42 plate appearances, a 162 batting average, and a 256 on base. And he's 0 for 3 lifetime against Wu. Wu does give up some contact sometimes. I like Wu, though. I think he's a solid pitcher in general. But I do think Clemens, for a guy that has had no hits in 8 of his last 9, and a guy that could easily get lifted because he is really never batting against lefties at all. Seattle only has 1 lefty reliever, which does bother me a little bit. So Clemens might play the entire game here. But plus
they don't
120,
usually do that unless it's a lefty starter. But they don't have any, so I guess maybe they would, in a pinch, they would do this.
I'm saying Seattle, though, only has 1 left in the entire bullpen, which is kind of weird. But the point is, Clemens has still been in bad form. Plus 120, I like Wu. Yes, the hits can be sometimes alarming in the starts, but Minnesota has not been particularly good lately. And I do think I think Clemens at plus 120 to not do anything has some value too. So I'll take that as my third prop on the show. You know, it's not an actual show for me if I don't give you at least 1 player fade. And I'll go with the under for Clemens hits. Well, yeah. Technically, yes. 1 was an over, but I'm fading Bueller. So it's actually all 3 is a fade.
So all 3 are fades.
All 3 are fades. But there you go. but I wanted the plus money, so I'll go with
Yep.
Clemens under that. Now it's time though for the segment that's sweeping the nation, the daily DP segment.
Let's see what we got.
So, by the way, update: I've not gotten a response from that random person on Hinge, so I did not get a response.
Which I
from
think
that.
is great.
It's called marketing. I'm doing my best out here.
Who's starting for? So here's the other thing: when it's really warm out, DPs are not common because of
the balls go further.
The field is slick. Yeah, their field is just really hot. It's just the ball doesn't move the same way. Let me see. I did declare this as the bet of the summer. Let's see. The Jays are not playing.
Out one if you declare it the bet of the summer, to be honest.
I know. Well, I'm just trying to see if there are any. Oh, you know what? Maybe this might be a good one.
I actually thought about the Yankees quickly, but I haven't really looked into any of the information.
Maybe the problem is like I wish Lodolo was more of a ground.
I was gonna say Lodolo, I don't think it's a great matchup.
He's not a good ground ball pitcher.
The Yankees do hit into a decent amount.
The Angels. But let me just see what the price is. This is the Angels are like the best DP team in the league. But let me just see what the price is on it. We may have to parlay it with something.
I have no idea if Kachano, which is a good double play guy. I'm assuming
he's the second most in the league.
Okay.
To Soriano.
That's that. Soriano being one definitely checks out.
He's like overwhelmingly. Okay, so it's minus 165. So we want to parlay it with another one. Let's see who else we got.
Rockies don't play today, unfortunately.
No, but the Padres do. Let's see.
Isn't Kolek like incredible at double plays?
Kolak's really good at Kolak. Is he pitching today?
Yeah, he's pitching today. Isn't he like a monster at double plays?
He's a monster double play guy. I mean, the best double play guys in the league are, as we look at them right here. There's the power of moving through the show quickly. We're able to goof around a lot more. Yeah, Soriano, by the way, 19, Kachanowicz, 14, Shane Baz, 12. Kolek's time for third. Yeah, let's do that. Let's parlay it with Kolek. Unless it's a better price, we'll just kind of take Kolek straight up. Let's see. Okay, so I just like the pot. I think we're just gonna do. Oh wait. Oh, okay. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do two. I'm gonna give out two.
Okay.
Because the Padres are hitting into them like crazy. We're gonna parlay the Nats to turn a double play at minus 170 with the Angels to turn a double play. So it's minus 170, and then
we're not back in Kolek anymore. We're back in the National.
No, we're gonna take it. We're gonna take that one straight because it's only
okay. That's fine.
Right. So 2 DPs, guys. We got 2 DPs for you. We've got so the Angels. Okay, so Angels to turn a double play, Nats to turn a double play is plus 155. So what is that? We're gonna do like $65 to win 100. Perfect. And then we're gonna do the Padres to turn a DP at minus 120. Straight up.
Sounds good to me.
So
yeah, I can get behind that too. So there we go. Officially the bet of the summer. I declare this the summer of DP.
Summer of DP. The DP gangbang.
That's a little bit. Yeah, okay. Fair enough.
It's a little on the nose.
You can get rid of the bang. Just the DP gang has like really.
Yeah, but gangbang is so funny.
I know it does, but I'm saying for the sake of like a catchphrase, like people that follow the DP bets, DP gang there's something. I don't know. We'll workshop it.
Let me see if I want to actually get the Nats in this one. Actually, we're gonna pass on the. We're just gonna do the parlay one, and the reason why is because the Nats don't really hit into any.
Okay, that's fine.
The Nats are just like the Nats are not they're not a DP. They're not our DP friends. Let me just see. I'm gonna look at one thing with these guys. Last side games, are they getting ground balls? Some are. Let's see, 30. Watch the Twitters. The official play right now is Angels, though, and Nats to do it because Padres are hitting into a ton of them.
All right, that's fine. Either way, though, point is all right. So Philly City is going to come up with a nickname for the people that follow the DP bets.
Excellent. We can do that.
We'll figure that out.
We're going to do it.
Anyway, I do want to ask you before we actually get into the best bet segment, is there anything that you want to also share for other props or miscellaneous nonsense? A rant?
No, I think Ronald Acuna hits a home run today, but it's too cheaply priced.
Yeah.
So I may take him for first home run.
Somebody's saying you need your own channel on a separate NSFW platform.
NSFW?
I had to think about that for a second if that was how it was. Yeah, that's the acronym you're looking for. But either way. Point is, I do want to point out a brief side story here. People are really sensitive on social media, and it's hilarious.
It's really hilarious.
It's really funny because I tweeted out yesterday, it's a brief side story here, Fleetwood. I know that you like semi-follow golf, but you don't really talk about golf that much.
He's a bum.
So Fleetwood fell apart yesterday. He was going for his first ever PGA Tour win. He has a bunch of wins on the European Tour. I had no clue he had no PGA wins going into yesterday, and he sucked. He was horrible yesterday. He shot like a +2. He was a mess. Anyway, I tweet out something about Fleetwood going for the win. That's some like classic amateur golfer gif, missing the ball, falls on his head, like, that kind of stuff. And a lot of people like the joke. Other people comment going, you're so insensitive. He's made this much money. I'm like, he's made $39 million. He doesn't need you defending him. I think he's okay. But somebody blocked me for it.
Oh, really?
It was really
People
funny.
Are so soft.
Really, really funny. Somebody got so in their feels that I made a joke about Tommy Fleetwood falling apart, that they're like, he's hurting his feelings. I can't handle it. I'm like, you're some random guy on Twitter defending a golfer who's made $40 million in his career. Like, you got to find something better to do with your life. But anyway, I have no regrets with the tweet. Thought it was funny. And Fleetwood, pretty rough. But shout out to Captain America in Keegan Bradley, who ended up winning. So nice job by him. So.
Absolutely.
And I wonder if this win will be all he needs to officially announce himself as a member of the Ryder Cup team, which might be all he needed. But either way, it was definitely a choke job. I'm not going to feel bad roasting athletes making millions of dollars for choking at the one thing they've been doing for their entire lives. That's how I look at it. Anyway, time to move on into the actual best bet segment. Before we get into that, the reminder, they're brought to you by our sponsor, which is Underdog Fantasy, because Underdog Best Ball Mania is happening. You a big best ball guy?
I want to be.
Yeah, I always like tell myself
because I don't like doing every week on a roster. I need to get into it. Sean keeps trying to get me into it, and Kramer. They're like obsessed with it.
Well, it's happening all summer. So if you want to try to win $15 million in prizes, including $2 million for first place, no waiver wire, no arguments about trades. Best ball is the best way to play fantasy football. Underdog's also a great place to play pick'em. And if you actually sign up for your new account, use the code MLB SGPN to get a special pick and first time visit offer up to $1K in bonus cash on fantasy promo code MLB SGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm because they have power trends. And speaking of power trends, looking at the Rhythm platform now, I alluded to it before. I am going to go with a Stanton play. It will be the under 1.5 bases in this one. I know that you co-sign it, but the power trends are all over it as well. It goes with my play too. I wanted to focus also on the base running aspect of it, so I went with Stanton runs instead. But the point is, the bases seem to be a bit inflated for Stanton, and the power trends are all over it.
He really should be 0.5.
Yeah, it's... Well,
like
I mean, the thing is, he's batting like 310 or so. The problem is he actually can't run. So a double for most people is a casual standing single for Stanton. So he might need multiple hits to go over this number. So something to keep in mind there. But Rhythm does love the stand under on his 1.5 total bases for the power trends. But a reminder, they're updated every day, though. They have more than just one play. So check that out. No thousand noise, just go to Rhythm, check out the picks that are included. And a reminder, download the app, check out Power Trends, start betting smarter. And we also have a free trial, a discount for the Rhythm platform. 7-day free trial by going to sportsgambling.com/Rhythm to get your 7-day free trial. Welcome back, everyone, to the MLB Gambling Podcast. Finish going through the props that we have for the show. Time to move on into the best bets for the show. Adam, what do you like as your best bet for the show?
I think Trevor Rogers over 2.5 earned runs is probably my fave.
Okay.
He stinks. He stinks. And he wasn't good about this last year, and it's 100 degrees. And I just think that he's just going to let one. I think Wyatt Langford's going to hit one that's just not going to land.
Yeah, that was my angle for my best bet because I think Walker Buehler stinks. I'll take his over 2.5 ER for this one. -110. For a guy that has given up at least 3 earned in 4 straight, at least 3 earned in 5 of his first 6 road starts this season, and the Angels have been mashing over the last 2 days. Buehler also has a home run problem, and the Angels, if there's one thing they're good at, it's hitting home runs. So I see it being a bad matchup. I think Buehler over 2.5 should be, in my opinion, like -125, -130. -110? Really? He's been brutal for the last couple of starts. Give me the over 2.5 earned for Buehler as my best bet. For the underdog, though, what do you want to do?
Let's build it. So let's see. So you know what I like today? That didn't make my card. I like Alec Burleson's single. The guy doesn't get doubles, and I don't like.
It's a big boy. It's a big boy.
It's a big boy. So let's do that.
Okay.
Is that on here? The singles on here?
Should be.
No, it isn't.
Boo.
That stinks.
Boo.
Let's start with the we can take that Stanton under lower run.
Okay.
We can do,
unless you want to pivot to the bases actually for that.
No. I like the bases straight up.
Okay.
Let's see. We can do let's do, you know what? Let's see if Chad Patrick, I really like this Chad Patrick spot. Like, that's the thing.
Do you want to go for the win? You want to go for plus money?
It's not, I don't think that's on here.
Okay.
I think that
I thought they do have wins on there.
No. Oh, you know what we should do? Let's do Trevor Rogers walks.
Okay. Walks a ton of guys.
Yeah. Let's do, is that on here? Yeah, over higher 1.5 walks. Let's do that.
I love how your condition is saying higher and lower now.
I have to be.
I know.
Okay, so we're at 2.4 multiplier. Let's get something in there to make it a little bit juicier. I mean, I think Acuna hits a home run. You want to just go for glory?
It depends, because we're also trying to win. So I'm going to ask you, what are your thoughts on the Braves' bottom of the order?
I think everybody on that team stinks except for Ronald Acuna.
I was going to ask if you wanted to go for RBI, but that involves the bottom of the order doing something.
I mean, Blackburn's terrible. Yeah. We could do Acuna bases.
I mean, I see RBI, for example, is at like plus 145 on a legal. So if you wanted to go for a safer option on Acuna, home run, of course, wins that. But that does involve the bottom of the order doing something.
I like I would do his high because his basis is like minus 140 in real life. We could either do that or we could go to Burleson HRR.
No, because I thought the angle was going for the single.
Yeah,
I'm not going to bother on that.
Yeah. I don't want to do that. Okay, so Acuna, you want to do RBI because there's multiple ways you can get there. I guess
I'm going to ask you though, because it does involve the bottom of the order doing something.
Let me look.
So just a thought. But
well, yeah. So you're relying on Nick Allen, Alex Verdugo, and Michael Harris.
That's terrible.
It's terrible.
Yeah, I can't do that.
What about Acuna run?
That implies you're back. I mean, I don't think that price is going to be that great. Actually,
not.
Yeah. So, look, if you want to go for home run, I'm not going to stop you. But
no, it's just a little too.
Is there an alt bases option? Do they have like 2.5 bases instead of 1.5?
Yeah, we could do that. You want to do that?
I'm saying I don't know if Underdog has alt bases.
They do.
They do. So what is
we can do
2.5?
2.5 bases.
It's 165 on an actual book.
Plus 165?
Yeah.
It makes this a 6.62 multiplier.
Okay.
Let's see how often does he hit that though.
He's at 3 in each of the last 2 games.
That's why I think he's ready to hit a home run.
That's fine. Home run wins.
Yeah, but do you think he gets 2 hits?
I think that he's definitely capable of doing that against Blackburn.
I don't know if he's going to get 2 bats against Blackburn. I think Blackburn's only going to go 3.
Okay.
But let's see. Hold on, let me just see because we're close here.
I mean, you like the home run once again, so we're looking at something involving Acuna.
Right.
The problem is his HRR is already at 2.5 at like plus 105, so there's really no value on that at all.
I genuinely think that he's just going to take one to the moon. I'll get behind the. Oh wow, his bases is a pretty well priced. I may bet his bases. Bases is minus 120 right now. I would totally take his bases. I really like Acuna today.
Do you want to go for the default bases on Acuna and just forget the actual long shot angle?
Yeah, let's just do the regular bases on Acuna.
Home run, triple, double, couple hits. He gets there either way. It's fine.
Yeah, it's a 4.8 multiplier, but everything here feels pretty safe.
That's fine. You said we want to win one.
Yeah, we haven't won one in a bit, so let's do that.
That's fine. So can you just read off the intro one more time?
Yeah. I'm just putting it in.
That's
what she said.
I was going to say, but it's actually just not what she would say.
Okay. Trevor Rogers, higher 1.5 walks. Allowed Ronald Acuna higher 1.5 total bases. Giancarlo Stanton lower 0.5 runs. That is a 4.8 multiplier. So small but mighty.
There you go. So either way. Point is, it's going to wrap it up for the actual show. A reminder, back once again for the prop show on Wednesday. We have the regular version of the show for the Tuesday games later on today. Not going to be on that show, but we have a couple other hosts that are going to be on that. I believe that's Mal and Lonte. I'll be doing an NBA show in about an hour, getting into the early 2026 title odds, which probably nobody's going to watch, but still, I'll be doing that with Lonte in about an hour. So if you want some NBA content, check out the NBA pod in about an hour or so. Besides that, though, Adam, anything else you want to add?
No, I think that I'm pretty stoked about these power trends have been kind of killing it on bankroll repairs and all sorts of things. So I like it.
Yeah. Either way, though, find me on Twitter, Radio. Find him on Twitter at Hey Rosenberg. Check out his other shows as well. Until next time, good luck to all of you and all of your bets. Bye, everyone.